Aloha guys, Joe Tunney here, visiting my friends at Kona Nissan, right off the Queen K Highway in the beautiful city of Kona on the big island of Hawaii. And our review today compares the 2017 Nissan Murano to the 2017 Nissan Rogue. And we recently did one where we compared the Murano and its 2-seat functionality versus the Pathfinder and its 3-seat functionality, and compared for a growing family which one makes the most sense, especially when you take in the sportiness of the Murano and the fact that we rarely, if ever, use the third row seat. Well, for today's comparison, we're comparing two very similarly sized cars, the Murano and the Rogue. It's just that the Rogue offers something that the Murano doesn't, an available third row seat, and it's also available similarly equipped for $10,000 less. So is it possible that even though the Murano is less expensive than the Pathfinder, for my dollar this was the preferred way to go? Might even the least expensive sport utility be even better for a family like mine and perhaps a family like yours? Well, let's start off here with the Murano. I'm going to pop the hood and we're going to take a look underneath. The Murano has more power than the Rogue at 260 horsepower to go with 240 foot-pounds of torque. It's a VQ series 3.5 liter V6 engine, like a great many Nissan products, and it is a definite tried and true engine, one of the best 6-cylinder engines in the world. Very reliable, very high quality, excellent performance. I can't say enough good things about the new Murano. Taking a look along the sides, well, it's awfully good looking. And so we're not supposed to buy cars because they look nice, especially when they cost $10,000 more, but this does look more expensive. It does look more upscale, and you gotta be seen in the car that you're driving. And if I wanted to be seen in something, I want to be seen in something good looking. Inside, well, it's awfully nice. It just is. And so very, very stylish interior. I love the metallicized wood treatment that they do in the dash, the doors, the center console, the piano black finish. I love it, love it, love it. This is just a very, very nice looking interior. Sexy exterior, very elegant interior. Let's jump in back. Well, it's certainly roomy in the front, and it's definitely roomy enough in the back as well. So, and that same treatment in the doors, it's just, even the back seat in this car is nice, really nice. It's in the upper 30s at the MSRP level. It feels like it's worth more than that, to be honest. The rear end, well, looks nice there too. And then as I pop the deck lid here, lots and lots of space. So this is going to be a tough act to follow. I already know right out of the get-go that I'm a big fan of the Murano. So the Rogue has its work cut out for it, most definitely. And let's walk up to the front and take a look at the front end of the new Rogue. So Nissan calls it V-Motion. That's their new corporate look, and well, it looks nice. It certainly doesn't look like Rogues from before. Rogues before looked downright humble. This looks super stylish. In fact, it looks like other more expensive Nissans, like its next door neighbor, the Rogue. Let me pop the hood. So we don't have the 260 horsepower, 240 pound-foot of torque V6, but what we do have is a smaller, lighter, 170 horsepower, 175 pound-foot of torque, 4-cylinder. Nissan makes excellent V6 engines. Nissan makes excellent 4-cylinder engines. This one gets 26 miles per gallon in the city, 33 out on the highway. So it's generously powerful, not nearly as powerful as the Murano, but still powerful enough for 99% of the driving that I'm going to do, and then fantastic gas mileage. Let's take a look inside. So inside, well, we love everything that we saw in the Murano. Well, guess what? We love it just as much in the Rogue. Formula One style, kind of flattened out steering wheel, leather wrapped, that same piano black finish that I'm such a big fan of. Well, we lose the wood interior that I'm a giant fan of. We also lose the supersized moonroof. But one thing we also lost is about $10,000 in MSRP. So If it was a little less expensive, I'd be leaning pretty heavily to the Murano right now, but it's a lot less expensive, and I like a lot less expensive. Let's jump in back. So if I fold the seat up, I realize that, you know what, the interior is pretty small. The Murano has a generous back seat where the Rogue has a tiny back seat, but since it's a reclining back seat and an adjustable back seat, now when I jump inside, ooh, it's just as roomy as the Murano. And it has that theater style seating that I like, where the rear seat is higher than the front seat. So I'm not completely dominated by staring at the headrest while I'm driving down the road. I'm actually looking out the windshield. I like it. I like it a lot. But there's one thing I really like. For a lot of drivers who just simply have to, I'm going to pull this down. That's going to fold flat. If you have to have a third row seat, well, then you have to have a third row seat. And let's take a look inside. And voila, one of the very, very few subcompact type of sport utilities that has a full third row seat. The Rogue isn't a subcompact anymore. It's almost a midsize, the volume of interior that this enjoys. But it's still overall a very small sport utility, only 106.5-inch wheelbase. Yet it has lots and lots of space. And then when I fold down the seat, well, isn't that an additional level of versatility? For different reasons, I might want to have one passenger in the middle row and a different passenger in the third row, and I can still put long things inside the sport utility. I can't do that in the Murano. I can't do that in anything else, come to think of it. So this is a pretty neat opportunity at a pretty attractive price point. Again, very, very stylish. It's good looking, really good looking. Let's jump back inside and take a peek. They used a lot of sound deadening for 2017 in the A-pillar, behind the dashboard, the whole front end, to make it a lot quieter. It's a smooth operator. It's got plenty of power for most of the stuff that I'm wanting to do. It doesn't tow, it doesn't haul, I can't put thousands of pounds of stuff in it. It's not fast from 0 to 60. I'm not going to win any, slalom races at the track or anything like that. It's just a comfortable, relaxed boulevard cruiser that's got plenty of passing power. It does it in a quiet and refined way. It looks cool on the inside. It's absolutely beautiful on the outside, and all for about $10,000 less than the Murano. This level of equipment versus that, which isn't all that different. If I'm a fan of one Nissan sport utility above all the rest, it's the 2017 Rogue. I love it. It's really, really nice for the money. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can catch me anytime at joeloveshawaii@gmail.com.